Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Real Deal podcast. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome back. So, today we kick off our Marvel 25-week plan with what I ranked as the worst MCU film, Thor: The Dark World. Now, let me just say, because this was ranked worst on the list before, doesn't mean that is where it will end up after you have watched all the films. So let's just get into the review. It's quick and short and sweet, like I said it would be, but some of it's not pretty because I do not enjoy the film that much. Anyway, let's just get into it. You'll see what I mean. So we'll kick off this review with a brief description of the film, of the plot, I should say. Essentially, Thor and Asgard get attacked by this guy called Malekith, who's like a dark elf, and then he comes down and he's like wants to retrieve one of the Infinity Stones or the Infinity Jewels, which they hadn't quite worked out yet because this one's like the liquid. It's very confusing if you don't know the whole Marvel Infinity War saga, Infinity Saga, but we begin with basically this film is about him coming and these Dark Elves arriving, and as he's trying to redeem the Nine Realms, the Dark Elves from long ago come back and they want to get this stone, which so happens to be in the girlfriend of Thor, which might sound a bit confusing because it is. It's all a bit... The way it gets to that point feels really unlikely and likely at the same time, which is a little bit weird. Anyway, if I were to sum up this film in one word, it would be meh. It's not utterly terrible, and I might not like it as much as some of the others, but it's not completely unlikable. There are some scenes that are vaguely entertaining. For example, there's a scene towards the beginning of the film where Idris Elba, who plays the guy called Heimdall, he comes out and the invisible ships are about to attack Asgard, and he comes, they're cloaked, and he comes and he stabs his sword into one of them, and he runs along the bridge, and it looks cool. But like, cool moments don't make up the film. If the narrative is as weird and not really enjoyable as this narrative is, then the cool moments sadly don't redeem it. I think Loki does a good job of trying to redeem it. I feel like Loki's the only character they did good with in this film. I think Thor has basically nothing. He comes out of the film exactly like he started, no character development at all. Jane, absolutely no character development. There was no character development in anybody other than Loki, I believe anyway, which is sad because literally Thor's mother died and he doesn't even... It seems fine. Loki's the only one that seems like actually distressed about it, and you can see actual things that have happened to him start to actually take effect, which is rare for the film to do that, this film in particular, because none of the other characters have that. I mean, Thor's group of friends, for example, are a waste of time because they don't do anything. They are plot devices for one plot line, which at the very beginning of it, and they make no difference after that point. So why are they there? Who knows? I don't know what was going on when they were thinking about these guys, but they just didn't really think it through. So it's props to Taika Waititi for coming out in the third film after two meh films and going, look, we're going to get rid of them, right? Look, they're pointless. Just be honest with them. I mean, look, the reason why this isn't as good is because you've got some waste of characters. I mean, I don't know if the director for this film is known for wasting characters. Maybe he is. I don't know if I've seen any of his films. However, it happens again in the film. Jane has a couple of friends, the intern and the intern's intern, both of them, again, a waste of space, not really important to the plotline. I wonder if that's one of the main things that I find annoying about the film. I reckon it is one of the things that might push this film down for me, I think. It doesn't sound horrible, and the look of the film itself is alright. I reckon some of the CGI is a bit whack and could be better, but I don't know. Avengers film, the first Avengers film looks so much better, which is quite sad. But then some of the other MCU films have some problems with that as well, so it could just be budgets, I don't know. I would say it looks alright though. Nothing special. None of the cinematography does anything special, sadly, because they've got some good sets, well, not sets, but some good locations. The sets are maybe not good, but the locations are. So I'm quite upset that they didn't do more with that. But hey, not every film can be Black Panther. That's a joke for the future. I wonder if, like I said in the beginning, I wonder if the narratives will change. The narratives, the rankings will change for me with these films. I don't know. The final point I'd like to make are the Dark Elves. They just don't seem threatening enough. I don't know what their plan was, but Malekith is not threatening. It feels like they want a quest for this Infinity Stone thing, and it doesn't really make sense why they would. Like, it got woken up by it, so they're connected to it, but then they leave right after they basically go to Asgard for the first time. They just leave. And I don't get why, because they know it's still there, because how did they know it was there in the first place? So, it's a bit weird, and I also don't get how they do that again afterwards. They try and get it again, but they don't seem to have a plan. They just want to get this thing, but they already have powerful warriors, and the only person it affects is Malekith, and he doesn't actually seem that affected by it when he has it. So, is it worth it? I don't know. I reckon they really weren't sure where this film was going to go when they made it, so there's like a middle section that feels like the end, but it's not the end. That would be a better ending than the ending we got, because what happens in the end, is interesting. I think this film overall gets itself a nice 4 out of 10, which you might think is not very high, but there are films that the rankings that I put, the numbers that I put out of 10, they're very interesting, because I don't have a reward that high, because I have a lot of films that are quite high but in the 5 to 10 range, so that's why it might seem lower than you'd expect, but it's a 4 out of 10. I actually wrote 6 out of 10 in my notes, but since thinking about the film more, it's gone down to just thinking about the afterthoughts of the film. Anyway, that's it. I think that's all I have to say about it. I reckon it's alright. It's meh. As I sum this up in one word, it'll be meh. Oh, also, they defeat everything with a blonde-haired muscly boy waving around science equipment. Like, come on, that's not fun. That's just boring. Like, let's have some action, please. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching the podcast, or listening to the podcast, or doing whatever. I know, you can either watch or listen. You can't do anything else. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed these podcasts. I am considering moving these podcasts to a separate channel on YouTube, but I was wondering if there's even a point in doing that, because the audience is not that big on this channel, so moving it over might just decrease the audience it gets, or might give it a chance to boost it up so it's not kind of crammed in by gaming videos. Who knows? I'm considering it anyway. I haven't quite decided yet, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, next week, tune in. We're going to be watching Iron Man 2, or reviewing it. I'm going to be watching it and then reviewing it. I will do the same thing, give you a rough outline of the plot, sort of a description of what the film's about, a little one, mainly based on what Google gives you, and then I'll be telling you just some random thoughts about the film. It's nothing too serious. I just want to delve into a little bit. I'm hoping in the future, when we gain more of an audience for the podcast, we'll be able to have a bit more of a conversation about it, which would be awesome. Anyway, Iron Man 2 next week. Have an amazing week. Enjoy the gaming videos coming out this week, if that's what you enjoy. If you watch them, enjoy them. Got some good ones coming out this week. Some surprise on Wednesday. A new series is going to start. I hope it's a good one. I'm excited. I haven't quite decided if I'm definitely going to do it yet, which is why I'm a bit like I don't want to tell you, but it's very exciting. But that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed. Remember, we're creating a new list, a new ranking for these MCU films. So we're going to begin with the Thor: The Dark World. It has a 4 out of 10, so it's at the bottom and the top of the list right now, as it's the only film on the list. And we're going to be reviewing them in the order of my previous ranking that I wrote. And we're going to see if anything changes after watching them every week for the next 25 weeks. Well, for the next 23 weeks now. I know there's not 25 Marvel films. It's just that I have this little bit at the end where I'm going to be like telling you. Doesn't matter. You already know. Listen to another one of their podcasts. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.